All right. We back at it again, man. Going to the gym today. I'm gonna go have a little bit of an audible here to call today. So we're doing well, not like an audible, like I guess kind of an audible. We're gonna do a 2-for-1 today. Every so often, I've got to do a 2-for-1 day to accommodate life, and today just happens to be one of those days where we're gonna have to do that. So we're gonna do comp bench today as well as comp squats, and hope that it doesn't fry my CNS. I don't think it will. Should be fairly manageable. I'm not hitting particularly heavy bench press. The squat is a little, it's two sets of three, I think, at 365. So that's a little bit of work. But bench press is like 6 sets of one at 265. So it's like pretty easy work. Shouldn't really take that long. Not doing anything crazy, so that's good. Uh, and then we will combine the accessory work into a little bit of upper and a little bit of lower. Just I'll probably pick like two or three exercises from each day and just try to do those. Probably two. I think the accessory work outside of I think I'm still doing guillotine press today for bench, and I'm still doing back down squats, I think, and pause squats. But outside of both of, or all of those, I think I'll pick leg day. I've only got like three other accessories to do. I think it's I got RDLs, which I might do. Haven't done those in a while. RDLs, then calf raises, hamstring curls, leg extensions. So I'll probably pick a couple of those to do. We'll just see how I'm feeling, and then upper body. What do I do for upper body today? Lat pull downs, I think, and neutral grip lat pull downs, and then uh, chest fly, some other stuff. I don't know, lateral raises maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just gonna pick a couple, and we're just gonna do a little bit of everything. So it'll be more of like a full body workout today. The reason being is because kids are out of school. I guess apparently like fall break is a thing now. I don't know if it's a thing where you live, but where I live, fall break is a thing apparently. I'm not talking about Thanksgiving because it's October, and unless the calendar changed, Thanksgiving is not for another month and a half. So I guess kids get like a fall break now, which just equates to a 5-day weekend on Columbus Day for whatever reason. Because yeah, why not? They don't get every other federal holiday off, and didn't just come back from summer vacation, 6 weeks ago or whatever. But and then I don't know, the school calendar here is all messed up, man. It's weird how they start school on a Wednesday, and then the next Monday is a holiday. It's like a student holiday, and it's like, why not just start? I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, all that to say, they had a 5-day weekend this weekend. The school district did, so they were off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then today is Monday, Columbus Day. They're off today, and they're off tomorrow, Tuesday as well. So we're going to be going for a little day trip. We're going to take the kids to one of the beaches around here, because the joy of living in Southeast Texas is that even in middle October, it's still beach weather. So while the rest of the world is having campfires in their backyard and celebrating the cool fall weather and the changing of the leaves, Texas is just in second summer. So we already had one false fall, and then now we're on to second summer. So we get to deal with that for the next month. It will not be fall until Thanksgiving, and even then it will be a warm fall. So we don't really get fall. We have 2 seasons here, summer and winter. That's it. And 10 months out of the year, it's summer. And then January and February, it's cold, and then it's hot again. So, but anyway, so we're going to be taking the kids on a day trip. So I got to jam in 2 compound lifts today because I will not be going to the gym tomorrow. the beaches are far enough from our house to where we probably need to get up and get moving kind of early. So it's not one of those things where it's like, it's a quick 20-30 minute jog down to the beach. No, it'll take us, 2 hours probably to get there, especially if we leave early enough and we're having to fight traffic in the morning on the way out, at least into the city, because we live on the north side. So that means we've got to go through the city, and then that can take a long time in the morning. But so it'll take us some time. So I'm all that to say, I'm probably not going to have time to work out tomorrow, and I don't want to try to jam it in. So I just wanted to knock out 2 today, and then I think Wednesday, I haven't decided yet, but to see how I'm feeling post vacation. I don't know if I'm going to go to the gym Wednesday instead of waiting Thursday, because this week I was going to start a 4-day week. So I was going to do Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But because I'm resting tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to rest on Wednesday as well and then pick it up on Thursday, Friday. To me, that makes more sense, just to kind of keep the flow steady, because I'm going to run Wednesday morning, and then, I can just not go to the gym that day. So it's not like I'm not going to have any physical activity that day. I'm just going to not go to the gym. I'll still be running some, just no gym. So I may just keep it Thursday, Friday for the sake of consistency and like flow. But I don't know. We'll see. Haven't really made a decision on that yet. I have some time to do that, to think about it. So yeah. But we had a pretty busy weekend, honestly. My wife was out of town, and pretty much from 2 p.m. Friday until I got my son to bed last night at 9:30. It was like, man, just go. It seemed like. I mean, we had some downtime, but not a lot. Got to do some fun stuff with him. We had a good weekend. He got up and went running. I was able to run Saturday morning. Ended up making plans with my brother at like 9 p.m. Friday night. He came over. He drove out to my house. He lives like 20 minutes from me. He drove out to my house and brought his son. And we got started early enough that my son was still sleeping. And so I just took the baby monitor outside, and we stood out in front of my house, and we took turns running basically 1 kilometer repeats for, I don't know, 45 minutes probably. So we would just take turns running around the block. Fortunately enough, there is a loop that starts basically at my front door, and then there's like a one block loop that you can run around near my house that is basically exactly 1 kilometer, like just shy, 0.58, 0.59 miles, something like that. So we did that. We each did 5, so 5K. And I, as a result, ended up running my fastest 5K ever. But there was a 5-minute break or 4-minute break in between each kilometer. So it was and was not my fastest 5K ever. But we ended up doing 5 kilometers each. So we each did 5 laps. He would run, and I'd stay there with his son and the baby monitor, and then he'd get back and I would run. And we just did that for about 45 minutes. Ended up running. It ended up being kind of like interval training, 1 kilometer interval training, because we were hauling ass. My average pace, I would start my running app when I started running, and then when I got done with my kilometer, I would just pause it, and then I would start it again when he got back, and I would go out for kilometer number 2, and then I would pause it when I got done. And each kilometer, I was running somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8-minute mile. So I was moving. That's for a 1K run. I'm moving. That's me moving right there. I know a lot of you guys probably think that's just a warm up jog, but for me, that's a PR pace right there. So, at 6'2", 220. I'm pretty happy with that, and I managed to maintain that pace all 5K. I think my average pace at the end was like 7:51. So, you know, got some pretty good movement in there. I was pretty happy with my pace overall. So and then after that, we ended up going to I took my son to a little like a car show out here, just in the area that they have once a month. And we went out there and looked at some cars because he's real big into cars and monster trucks and all that jazz. And so we went and looked at some cool cars, walked around, got out of the house for a bit, and then came back and continued the car theme because he has this little race car that we got him like a year ago for his birthday. I don't know, and he has shown like zero interest in it. It's a battery powered race car that he can like sit in and drive. And he had like zero interest in it for the last year, ever since we got it for him. He'll get in it and be like, "Oh, cool race car," and then you turn it on and you're like, "Look, bud, you can drive this thing." And the minute it starts to move even a little bit, he starts freaking out. But on Friday, he was like, "That's wild hair," and he was like, "I want to drive my race car." And I was like, "Well, it's dead because you haven't driven it in a year, so we got to charge it." And then Saturday morning, after we charged it, he got in that thing and just could not get him out of it for like an hour and a half. And he drove that thing all around the block. So that was cool. And then yesterday, we went to church and the grocery store. But we had a busy weekend, man. It was a good weekend. It was busy. It was good. My wife got back safely last night. She didn't get home till almost midnight, like 11:30, 11:20, something like that. And so she got back, and I went to bed pretty late. I slept in this morning until almost 8 o'clock. I did not mean to do that. I had an alarm set for 6:30. It went off. I shut it off. I remember shutting it off. And then I woke up again, and it was like 8:02. So I was like, oh, man, I got to get up. She was already up with our son. So, yeah, anyways, I'm almost to the gym, so I'm going to cut this off. It's getting kind of long. I have a feeling that this is going to be a long video in general because I'm going to fit 2 lifts into it, plus hopefully some posing. So I'm just going to cut it off here. You guys have heard enough about my life. 13 minutes worth, almost 12 and a half minutes worth. So I'm going to go get to the gym. I'm about 2 or 3 minutes away from it. Get to the gym, get inside, get warmed up, and then we're going to go do some bench. I'm going to do bench first, and then we're going to squat. And so I guess I will see you guys in the gym when I get there. All right. Well, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. I didn't think I was gonna spend that much time in the gym, but I was there for almost 2 hours. So, but I guess it makes sense if I'm combining two compounds. I'm tired now. I'll say that. I'm tired. Yeah, I twice, and I don't know if you'll see both of them in the video, but because the way that I record sets, I record some like this, and what I guess you call it like landscape, so that I can upload it to YouTube. And then some of the sets that I record are in like what you call portrait, so like that. But so that I can do reels with them. and shorts on YouTube and stuff like that. So I record some sets like that. There's some sets in both. I don't know if you'll see in the video. I think I got both of them in landscape like this. So I smacked the fuck out of that rack on bench press twice. Once on, I think it was the third or fourth set of 265. Smacked the shit out of the bench. Thought I was going to drop 265 pounds on my chest. But somehow, like, it looks bad in the video, but somehow I managed to save it and, like, not let it completely derail me. Thank God it was just 265 and not, I don't know, 315 or, some other really heavy single. I don't know what happened. I guess I just scooted too far back. I thought it was the pin that holds the combo rack arm up. I thought it kind of came too far out on the rack. Like I think I put it in the wrong way. So I put it in from the outside in. I think they're supposed to go from the inside out. And I just didn't think about it. I just put the pin in because I was trying to adjust the bench height or the rack height. And so I thought the pin had like shaken loose out to just enough to where the plate was catching it. And so I was smacking the plate against the end of the pin. All right, buddy. I mean, if you're going to fucking, what are you doing, bro? On your phone, on his cell phone, actively staring at it. Dude pulled right out in front of me and started to go 20 miles an hour as I'm coming up doing 50. Pay attention when you're driving, folks. Even I'm paying attention right now. Anyways, yeah, so I thought the plate smacked the pin, but I watched the video back a couple times, and I think I just clipped the J hook, like where the bar rests for bench. I don't know what you call that part. You call it a J hook on like any other combo or power rack. I think the bar just hit it. I think I scooted too far back on my bench. No further back than like I would normally scoot, I don't think, And so that was a little surprising. And then I did it again on guillotine press. I think the first set that I did, I might have hit it. I might have clipped the rack twice on that set of guillotine press. I feel like I hit it multiple times. I haven't watched the video back, and based on my memory, I know I hit it at least once. I'm like 90% sure I hit it twice, and like 60% sure I might have hit it 3 times. So in the same set. So I had to adjust on the second set and not scoot as far back, but it is what it is. We got it done. Managed to control the weight despite the hiccup, and that's all that matters. Squats felt like dog shit, not gonna lie to you. 363 for 2 sets of 3. Felt abysmal. Felt very heavy. I don't know why. I guess I ate okay on Saturday. I think I got plenty of calories on Saturday, but yesterday I'm pretty sure I was short calories yesterday. Definitely short protein. Pretty sure I was short calories yesterday though, and that may have been a contributing factor to why everything honestly today kind of felt like shit. Bench did not feel great, and neither did squat. 265, felt really heavy on bench. Not really heavy, but just heavier than it should have, I feel like. And then squat just felt bad. Yeah, it didn't feel great. Even when I was doing my back downs, dude, 336 felt pretty heavy. Like I was having to like kind of grind it. I don't know why, but I don't know. Elbow and shoulder cooperated all throughout the lifts up until kind of like midway through squats, like the first top set, maybe the second top set. Once I warmed up and started actually doing working weight, something happened. It started to kind of tweak my elbow and kind of my shoulder too. Just the left one again, but not as bad as weeks past, where like if I wait a day and then try to squat, it almost feels worse. Today it felt okay. I don't know why. Maybe just the weight, because it was not super heavy weight in general. Even though it felt super heavy, it was not super heavy weight in general for me. So, relatively speaking, So it could have been that. I don't know. Because in the past, when I've done really heavy like singles and doubles and stuff, that's when it's been kind of flared up. doing 420 for 2 singles, 405 for 2 doubles, 315 on bench for 2 singles, or no, it was 1 double. So those have kind of been the instances where it's given me shit. But I guess today was just different, even though it was 6 sets on bench. But thankfully, we're off the gym tomorrow to give it plenty of time to recover. I think I decided that because of the little flare up that I'm having on my shoulder, I'm going to keep it. And based on the schedule that I have for the rest of the week, I'm going to keep my gym routine consistent, and I'm not going to go to the gym again until Thursday. So I'll be off completely tomorrow. No gym, no running. I might get up and go for a little walk around the block in the morning, but we'll not be going to the gym, no running. Wednesday, I'll come back. I'll do running again. I'll do intervals. Even though I just did intervals, this is going to be my 3rd back-to-back session of interval training. So we'll do intervals on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'll be back in the gym for secondary bench. And we'll do secondary bench, which is still a 3-count pause day. And the weight has gone up. So I'm supposed to do 270 for 4 sets of 3, I believe, 3-count pause. So my elbow could either be really cooperative and thankful because of the time off, or it could fucking explode on me and just not really cooperate at all, and it could go really, really poorly. So we'll see. I don't know. Only time will tell. Guess we'll find out when we get there. And then Friday, a big part of why I didn't want to, part of the reason, I should say, not necessarily a big part, but part of the reason that I wanted to skip the gym Wednesday and just pick it back up on Thursday is because that would put, I could go to the gym Wednesday and then skip Thursday, but I kind of want to give my shoulder and my elbow just a little bit more time to recover. And then Friday, deadlifting, I have to hit 490 for 2 singles again on deadlift. And in years past, so this 2 weeks in a row, I do back-to-back singles, back-to-back 2x1s on 490. So I did, the first week was last Thursday. I did 490, hit both sets, both reps, right? Did 490, 2 sets of 1, no problem, got it. And in years past, the past 2 times I've run this program, the second week is I'll hit the first rep and then I'll fail the second rep. And my goal this week is to hit both reps, because if I can do that, it will be a big improvement over the last 2 times I've run this program. Even the last time I ran this program using a deadlift bar, and I was supposed to do 506 this week. So the last 2 weeks, I would have been, instead of 490, I was doing 506 on deadlift bar. And even then, I did the first week, hit both sets, both reps. And then the second week, I hit 506 on the first set and missed the second rep. So I want to improve that, and I want to hit both this week if I can. So the deadlift this week is what I'm kind of focused on, because I just want to be able to get all of that. I want to see some improvement there. I would really love to see some improvement on my deadlift. I've been stagnating at 500 pounds on deadlift for several years now. And it's a big part of the reason why I don't compete anymore, is because I just will not. It's very difficult to be competitive with a weak deadlift, because the deadlift and the squat are really where you add a lot of pounds and kilos onto your total. Benching, it's much tougher to add big amounts of weight to your bench than it is to your squat and your deadlift, particularly your deadlift, because it's just, deadlift, squat, lower body driven exercises, much bigger muscle groups working, and it's just easier to add weight there. And so if I can't break 500 on a deadlift, then I'm basically just going to go in and put up the same numbers again. Even if I hit a bigger bench, even if I hit a bigger bench in competition and a bigger squat, it would only be by maybe 40 pounds total. So that I would add maybe 20 pounds onto my bench. I'd probably take it from a 314, which is that's my comp PR. My competition PR on bench is 314. My training PR is like 335, 340. So even if I went into a competition and hit 336 on bench, I mean, that's 20 pounds right there. And then even if I went into a competition and hit, 450 on squat, which my competition PR is 424. My training PR is like 440, 445, somewhere in there. So even if I went in and hit 450, I mean, that's only another 25 pounds. So we're talking about 45 pounds total, 20 kilos added onto my total. Somebody could blow that up very easily with a deadlift, like, especially if I hit 500, even if I hit 490 in competition. My competition PR on deadlift, I think, is 474, I think, or 480, maybe 485, somewhere in there, but somewhere between 470 and 485. I'm not sure exactly the number. I'd have to check. But so like, again, even if I went in and did 490, that's another 10 pounds. We're talking about 25 kilos added onto my total, which is an improvement. But again, I mean, that's a jump on deadlifts for people in my weight class, right? Like, that's a jump warming up in deadlifts. As somebody, jumping 25 kilos, 50 pounds on deadlift. I mean, it's not that great. I could easily get that blown up with somebody in my weight class that has a good deadlift. And it's very common. I would be in the 100 kilo weight class. I mean, those guys they're strong, right? They're strong. So I don't know. It just seems hard because I just wouldn't be that competitive without improving. If I couldn't get my deadlift up from, my competition PR of whatever it was, call it 480. Even if I had got it up to 500, I would really want to see it above that. I would want to see it like closer, somewhere between 510 and 520. Because then we're talking about, I mean, let's call it 515. So I would be jumping from 480 to 515. And that's a 35 pound jump. Plus the 45 pounds from squat and bench. I mean, now we're talking about some serious weight here, right? Now we're talking about almost a 50 kilo jump in my total, almost 100 pounds overall. So it would kind of be worth it at that point. Like, I could see myself signing up for a meet at that, if that was the case. But if I go in here and fail 500 pounds again at the end of this program, then like, what the fuck is the point, I can't just keep getting stronger on bench and squat and hope that carries me into being competitive somehow, because it won't be. I'll never, with a weak deadlift, it's going to be very hard to be competitive in this weight class. And in the USAPL in general, I mean, powerlifting in general, with a weak deadlift, it's tough, man. It's tough. So we'll see. But hopefully we go in at the end of this program, into this training cycle, and we hit some really awesome PRs. I would absolutely love that. That's the goal, obviously. And if I can do that, then we'll start looking a little bit further and harder at meets this time next year. So it'd be like fall 2026. I'd be looking to get back onto a platform and compete. And hopefully by then I would have, added a little bit more weight onto my lifts. Hopefully at that point, because I would run another off-season program. And then, of course, I would peak again, whatever, with 12 weeks out from the meet. And at that point, hopefully we could see, some more gains, some more improvements. So, yeah, anyways, thanks for coming to my rant about my performance in meets and how absolutely mid it is. But I'm pulling into the house now. I'm going to go eat something. It's kind of late. I got to get moving because I got some work to do since I'm off tomorrow. I do still have some work to do, and I want to get ahead a bit. So thanks for your time. Thanks for listening to me rant about my absolutely mid powerlifting numbers. And I appreciate you guys watching till the end. If you did. If you didn't, that's cool too. You're just not seeing this, so you're not going to see me thanking you. But until, I guess, Thursday, we'll talk then for secondary bench. And, until then, I guess just be safe and be good and go to the gym.